What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am BDLM, coming to you with my buddy J4Y, bringing you game number 2 of Team Dota Talk versus the ShePudgezzz. We know their name, we found it out. We were all responsible this time and actually found out who was playing. So happy. What's going on, man?
I actually just realized one of their players' name is the Pudgezzz. So
yeah,
maybe is it a she?
No.
Oh.
Wait, girl in video games.
They don't exist. Let's get out of here. But honestly, here we go. Already a quick ban coming out from ShePudgezzz with the Darkseer. Hello! Mind explosions everywhere. You think the bans are going to be pretty similar in this game, or maybe there's going to be a little counter picking to seeing what happened last game?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's not like any of the heroes from last game really made all that big of a difference. I think just in general, it's just being outpicked and outplayed to a certain degree. Unfortunately, just they were able to put something together in the early game that the Dire team just didn't have an answer for. So I hope that the Dota Talk team put together maybe a little bit more well-balanced team, something that will be able to handle that early push and give them a chance in the later part of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Still the bans coming out pretty normally for the most part here. Nature's Prophet being the second one. The Shrek actually banned by the team who ran it last game. So maybe, you know, they do have first picks. That's kind of a curious idea, but maybe they are like, okay, we know first pick, we're not taking the Shrek, and we don't want them to have it in the next two. So let's just get him out of the way. Lycanthrope, of course, here he is again. You know, obviously, Dota Talk has nothing they want to do with that hero. Just getting rid of him every game. And not too surprising as well. I would have to... I don't know. I would consider, who do you think of that game that was the scariest that they'd want to see banned? Would it be Night Stalker, perhaps, or would it be something like Shadow Shaman or even Invoker?
Yeah, I'd say Invoker would probably be the stronger choice there, just because there's so much you can do with them. I mean, we saw a really well-played Quas Wex. You know, part of the problem with that build is that you have the chance to blow somebody up in the air and then not be able to EMP them with the change that happened a while ago now. But, you know, played very well, and so they might just want to ban that out so that they don't have to deal with the potential for the Exort build as well. I mean, you can see they actually do that. And now we see the Brewmaster actually winds up on the other side of the board here, being picked up by the ShePudgezzz.
Absolutely. I think I just messed up something.
Fantastic. What'd you do now?
No, I'm trying to post this on the Dota Talk site, and I need to redo it. But in the meantime, some quick pickups. Yeah, it looks like they want the Brewmaster this time around. You know, definitely not a surprise at all in that regard. He is a super strong hero with his ultimate, being able to split up and just do tons of damage. They really like that Shadow Demon, apparently. They want to run it again. They want to give it another go, maybe with a little different lap this time. They know what didn't work last time. They obviously need some kind of CC this game. There's some beautiful CC. I forgot completely he was banned the first game and now picked up by Dota Talk. Chaos Knight. What do you think of that?
I'm really excited to see it, in part because I haven't seen it work yet. But we know he's an awesome hero, and I just want to see what Dota Talk is going to be able to do to put this game together. I mean, he has an amazing potential for CC and for damage as well. So maybe that's kind of the mid to late game carry they're looking to go for. And they have a Tidehunter pick as well. So going for another strength hero that's going to give them a lot of teamfight presence. Broodmother and Sand King picked up on the other side of the board.
Absolutely. Sand King, you know, Broodmother actually is another hero that was banned really commonly, actually. And now she's picked up as well. And with the Sand King on the same team, almost makes you think they did that so that Dota Talk would not pick it up. Because, as you know, with Caustic Finale, Sand King, or actually all his moves do a lot of AoE damage, let's be honest. He can stop the Broodling pushes so easily. But Tidehunter is actually another pickup that is, with the Anchor Smash, really easily able to kind of stop all those Broodlings from doing a ton of damage.
Especially because you consider that, you know, Broodmother doesn't often go for just like straight up damage items because of the insatiable hunger. So he's going to really be able to counter a lot of that ulti damage with the Anchor Smash and really limit a lot of any kind of other late game potential that the Dire team looks to pick up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. The Windrunner, another banning for her in the second part of the banning phase. Night Stalker as well. Night Stalker makes a ton of sense, but Beastmaster now going to get banned out. And actually, another great hero against the the Broodmother for so many reasons. First of all, the Wild Axe is, once again, easily clearing out all those Broodlings. The ultimate, even if she picks up a quick BKB, going to go right through that and stop her dead in her tracks so she can't lifesteal. Just so many good reasons to ban him out there. And then Dota Talk banning out their own Enigma. What are you guys doing? That's your hero.
Well, we saw Angel actually tagged up as Beograd in this game, was the one playing the Shadow Demon. So we can imagine that he's probably looking to play him again. It was like, yeah, I'm not playing him. I'm not interested in seeing him this game. So let's just ban him out. Crystal Maiden coming out. Very interesting pickup there. I can definitely see her being a very useful pick, getting some additional crowd control, some slow, and actually, a decent amount of spell damage coming out from her as well. Earthshaker now picked up on the other side of the board. So going to be able to take advantage of all those little spiderlings, pushing the Echo Slam out even further.
Absolutely. I think a really smart choice by them. They're going to have a lot more of an AoE shut down the push strategy than they did last game, that's for sure. With both Earthshaker and the Tidehunter, I think really nice pickups there. And they're going to need now, I mean, they kind of have that hard carry, but who are they going to run middle? They could go Chaos Knight and Shadow Demon middle, perhaps, but then still they need another semi-carry to carry, I think, late game. Maybe a nice int hero to kind of tie this all together. Who would you like to see as their fifth?
I don't know. It's really strange. I mean, we have 3 melee heroes now for the Dire team, so one way or another, someone is going to be probably not all that happy with how the lanes wind up turning out, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe they're going to probably try and run the Tidehunter solo against the Broodmother, see if they can guess that correctly. Chen now coming out for the Dire team. He is going to be running around in the jungle, I imagine. Yeah, I don't know. That's going to be interesting to see how they decide to go.
Enchantress still in the game, too. They could
That's
like to pick
true.
her up as well.
But then, no, I don't think they will, though. Because, again, those 3 melee heroes, how they would lane that would be kind of weird. And
well, the way I see the Dire now, they have Brewmaster who's going to go mid with Crystal Maiden. Sand King's going to take a solo as well as Broodmother. So I feel like Chen's going to be jungling. So I feel like, they could run the Tidehunter one-on-one against maybe the Sand King or something and have no trouble with it. You actually think the Tidehunters want to go against the Broodmother, actually. That would make a lot more sense, since that's probably why they picked him in the first place. But, yeah, I don't know. They have a lot of options under the belt, but a jungler might not be a bad option in this case, especially because they know the other team is definitely running a jungle hero. So I guess we'll have to see what they go with here.
unless they're playing your Nuke Chen build.
Perhaps.
I mean,
viable.
It's possible, right? We can't say it's impossible.
We can't. That's a fact.
You know,
there's no science there.
That's true. There's no. But anyway, we have one more pick now for Dota Talk. They have their last slot eating into a lot of their bonus time now. Actually, only 25 seconds left to pick. It'll be very interesting to see what they do. They go for Shadow Shaman. Interesting. So they're gonna probably be running him solo, I would imagine. And now they're gonna actually have a little bit of push power, and they actually have a pretty decent team fight set up. I mean, they don't have anything that's really going to be able to hold people in range of those Shadow Shaman awards, but they're going to have at least a little bit of time with the Ravage and with the stuns coming out from Earthshaker.
Another pause coming out for Dota Talk. They sure do need their pauses when the game starts, which is no problem. You know, as long as it's nice and quick and hasty. Let's hope. Quick and hasty, I believe, are similar words, but nonetheless. Yeah, so I guess it'll be interesting to see. I would have to imagine we're going to see the Broodmother bottom with her webs, just taking that long lane safely. Chen the jungle, of course. I would think the Crystal Maiden Brewmaster taking the middle, and then Sand King solo top. That's kind of my guesstimate. But, you know, in this crazy day and age, who knows what people are planning to do. Radiant's kind of an interesting one. Since they don't have a jungle hero, it could go a lot of different ways. I would think Chaos Knight and Shadow Demon are going to team up to do a lot of their damage together. Maybe even run a Tidehunter bottom, and then Earthshaker and Shadow Shop? I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could certainly get away with running the Tidehunter solo against the Broodmother. And, like, a Shadow Shaman Shaker lane would actually be really strong. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, this fits together very strangely. We'll have to see if they can make the most of it. But yeah, I mean, the Broodmother is so strong at pushing, that's really going to give them the ability to split push easily. And Chen, because the ultimate, is going to be able to heal him up, even if he is pushing in a different lane than the team with the ultimate. So important to note there. It does look like Brewmaster is going to waddle towards this middle lane, cask in hand. And we'll have to see what else goes. I like this little mine on the Tidehunter. Just throwing that out there. I like that.
Oh, he's got a little flavor.
My favorite. Yeah, he's got a little Flavor Flav.
I got that too. Oh, he's got the little mohawk going. Well, the
fin.
The fin.
Dorsal
like mohawk
fin
ish.
I still think the shark is my favorite. It actually reminds me of Little Big Planet.
Oh yeah.
As you know, whenever I would come up to your house and play Little Big Planet, I would run the shark eating my guy's head because it's hysterical. I don't know why you'd ever not do that. And we actually see a smoke by Dota Talk. They're looking to invade the jungle yet again, a strategy they obviously like. And even though the Dire have a ward up because of the smoke, they're not going to be able to see it. But no one's really in a vulnerable position. They're not even interested in going up into that top lane yet because they've noticed from last game that that's something that Dota Talk really enjoys doing.
Broody could get caught out here, and he does have the web though. If they gotta land the stuns right now. 1 second, is that gonna be enough? No, it's not. Oh, but here comes the rest of the stuns. But no, they're fissured off. He could still throw a web down, and he is. They don't have detection for him, so he is going to survive. That was unfortunate. The fissure, it was a great stun, but they just couldn't follow up the kill after that. They couldn't use the disruption or anything to really do the job. So unfortunate there. But the Regev rune actually comes for Chaos Knight, so he's gonna be back to full mana, ready to stun again. So not terrible, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, Earthshaker actually popped off a potion. Some other heroes are kind of low mana, so I mean, if we want to split hairs, you could say an advantage for the Dire, not really losing anything, and the Radiant actually spending some of their initial gold. And it actually looks like we're gonna have Earthshaker and Shadow Demon, or no, I don't know what they're doing, man. Chaos Knight's definitely going bottom. They're looking to run a tri-lane, perhaps. Very interesting. And yeah, we're gonna have this Tidehunter solo. He's going to hopefully be up against the Broodmother, but no, they actually noticed that that's what's going on. Broodmother is going to look to go bottom, and Sand King is going to be solo against the Tidehunter.
Yeah, kind of interesting choice there to run the Tide against the Sand King. I mean, it's not a bad combo, don't get me wrong. He'll hold his own, but you'd think against the Broodmother, they really just want to shut down the Brood. You know, maybe you'll see a quick sentry get couriered out here to really counter him out in this lane, keep him out of it. But I think Shadow Shaman's going to struggle if he's left alone here in the middle. I mean, if they get a good combo with the Crystal Maiden and Thunderclap, he's got nowhere to go. He's going to definitely fall.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I think it's going to be rough up top for the Tidehunter too, because you know, you can just imagine that the Sand King is going to be leveling up the Caustic Finale. He already has the 1 point in it at level 2. So yeah, he's just going to be able to last hit pretty easily. And that's going to be hard for the Tidehunter, who's going to be catching a lot of that extra damage.
Ooh, a kill actually goes out. A really great fissure from the rotating Earthshaker. Unfortunately, they don't get first blood for it, but still they get some gold at the end of the day, and she dies, so she loses whatever she had building
and
up.
In top, actually, Sand King getting very low. Looks like Shadow Demon has come up here, and so has CK. One more auto attack means that Shadow Demon will pick up the kill.
Very nice rotation as well. Chaos Knight, I guess they want to do the switching of the lanes like I was predicting. So Tidehunter, expect to see him go bottom now. And he's going to go against that Broodmother. I think that's really the smart choice. They're going to lose some experience and whatnot, but at least they did get the kill for it to make it kind of worth it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, a little bit of experience lost, and Tidehunter is wasting some money with the TP and such to get over there, but I think at the end of the day, this is definitely what they want to do and try and force the game to work the way they want it to go. And because it's the Sand King here, and he's already put a point into the Caustic Finale thinking he's going up against the Tidehunter, he's not going to have the Sandstorm to get himself to safety. So he may have to go for the level 3 point into the Sandstorm instead of getting level 2 Burrow Strike, which he now uses to actually do a decent amount of damage to the Chaos Knight.
Yeah, with the Caustic Finale on top of it, still doing some good melee damage, so definitely not a bad choice there. Meanwhile, Shadow Shaman middle, gonna use the Ether Shock to counter back, doing a ton of damage to Crystal Maiden. This is kind of what happened last time, Deja Vu, and he has his bottle now, so expect him to continually harass. I thought he was gonna have trouble in this middle lane, but he's actually doing a terrific job holding his own, if not... Okay, he's not winning, because Chris scored, but, you know, at the end of the day, not doing a poor job. Actually, initiation top now. Here comes Disrupt. The Soul Catcher does not land on him, though. He's looking to hit level 4. He did not get a point in the Sandstorm. I think that might have been a huge mistake. And yes, it's going to be a fall. He decided to go with Burst Strike level 2, and that definitely cost him his life.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things where you just kind of, I think, maybe get used to playing a hero a certain way, and you're like, yeah, well, obviously you'd max out the Burrow Strike, pardon me. But yeah, in this situation, what you're really going to be able to do with that stun if you're not getting support from the rest of your team, you should really just ensure that you're going to be able to survive. And although Earthshaker actually is sitting on some Sentry wards, so even if you would look to Sandstorm, he's going to be in trouble. Actually, here in the middle lane, Shadow Shaman gets very low, has to pop his Invis rune to get away, but he does get away and is going to eat some of these, or drink some of these bottle charges to get himself back in good shape to fight the Brewmaster. Yep.
Must be frozen. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
That's one way to have a liquid for to eat liquids. Anyways, Sand King's still trailing around. He got level 4, and yes, he has his point in the Sandstorm, but they're still running a tri-lane against Sand King. It's kind of an interesting choice here. I mean, are they really that afraid of him, or they just really want to see if they can keep setting up kills? Where's the initiation? Nothing is going yet. Oh, they have a sentry. Okay, here we go with the initiation, but he does actually manage to get out. 3 seconds, stun's going to land. There's the fissure combo, and that's going to be the fall of him. Another death. And they just really are focused on shutting down the Sand King.
I'm really surprised that he's still playing aggressive in the lane, considering he knows that this tri-lane is here and sort of here to stay, and now he's just sort of feeding a lot of gold to these supports. I mean, you're unfortunately...
middle! Shadow Shaman gets the kill with the Ether Shot, used the Shackle to hold him bound, and unfortunately Crystal Maiden just didn't have her Frostbite up in time, and he gets the quick kill. 2 versus 1, having no trouble.
He could really even pick up this Crystal Maiden here. It looks like he's going to. He's going to probably drop the wards in there, but the TP comes in, so he should really be looking to be now. Brewmaster not following behind, so he's going to get away just fine. Shadow Shaman still wants to make something happen with this low health Crystal Maiden. Could very easily drop the wards and put up some CC and get a kill there.
Ugh, that is interesting indeed. But you know what I'd really like to see? If they're using all these sentries on the Sand King, why won't they just go bottom and shut down this Broodmother? I don't think they'd have any issue with it at all.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably just more interested in trying to feed their Chaos Knight some gold. I mean, he is the late game. We can actually see, wow, the wards dropped, and Shadow Shaman picks up another kill. Just doing a great job here in the middle lane. 2 versus 1, and probably one of the stronger combos you could have from middle lane with the Crystal Maiden and the Brewmaster. And he is just standing up here, doing a great job opposing that team. Here in the top lane, actually looks like they might try and set something up. Nope. My bad. Missed call. Sand King gonna get away just fine.
Bro, it happens. Chaos Knight already has 1,700 gold. I'm really curious to see... Oh, actually, initiation maybe on Shadow Demon here. Chen is right around the corner. He's like, oh god, I probably have to help you guys out. Now coming with his creeps, but not before his buddy dies. And there's a beautiful fissure block, ensuring that nothing can come through.
Yeah, Weaver Beaver doing a great job here on the Shaker, getting yet another block. Actually looking at here in the bottom lane, Tidehunter doing a very good job against their Broodmother. I want to take a look here at the creep score, 19-5 versus a 27-10, so he's a little bit behind, but doing a pretty good job at holding off this the Broodmother. And you know, I mean, this top lane, yeah, maybe they should rotate around, but I mean, they're generating kills and they're feeding this Chaos Knight. As I said, he's actually now sitting on 2,000 gold, being completely uncontested here at the top lane.
It really makes me wonder where he's gonna go. Just a quick armlet, perhaps?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he's not buying pieces of anything. I think it'd be hilarious to see Hannah Midas on him. Lol. I mean, he's getting such an early advantage. He might even be able to invest into something like that. But in the middle lane, actually, looks like they're going to try and die for the Shadow Shaman.
No, Crystal!
The Crystal Maiden Q misses, and now she's going to pay for it with her life. Shadow Shaman gets an auto attack in there, and the Crystal Maiden not playing at her best. It looks like Brewmaster wants to keep this going. A TP will come in. 2 TPs come in, actually. Shadow Demon's going to try and lay up some support. Brewmaster just in too far. He's going to have to give up the chase and try and run away, but he doesn't have any boots, and guess what? Shadow Demon, doesn't either. But
guess what?
This Brewmaster actually moving a little slowly. They might be able to catch up to him. Nope, doesn't look like it. They're still going to try and chase, but nothing yet so far. And actually, Chaos Knight catching a ton of damage in the meantime.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how that all happened. Maybe the Caustic Finale combo. Looking to still chase him down. He's got 20 hits. He is going to fall. Sand King gets a really needed kill there. You know, going to help him out a little bit. But yeah, Earthshaker TP'd in, but didn't have enough mana for a fissure. So essentially, he just wasn't able to do anything except waste his own money. Kind of unfortunate in that regard. Actually, Tidehunter bottom now. Kind of in some trouble, down to 280 health. But he is a pretty tanky Sob. Oh, here comes Chen. Looking to, there's the net. Going to be probably enough damage to finish him off. There we go. Broodmother using the spawn broodlings to make sure he falls down. Or spawn spiderlings, excuse me. And that is going to be the kill there. So a good pickup on the Tidehunter has just been kind of going head-to-head against this Broodmother.
They have this Wildkin War Chief, and I think they're definitely going to try and use that to push. They can force out some more TPs from this Radiant team, and with all the extra
middle
armor,
lane action going down. CM taking a whole ton of damage, going to fall here. Another great shackle on the Brewmaster. He doesn't have his ulti, and he is going to fall. A double kill for the Shadow Shaman. That fissure once again proving super effective against them.
That's really interesting that everybody's playing so aggressively this game. I mean, there's a couple people now just a little bit too far extended, and they wind up giving up kills for it. Really on both sides of the board, but it actually looks like Broodmother is going to pick up the bottom tower to try and give her team some advantage. But the Radiant team are going to look to push this middle. They don't have a ton of push potential, as there's no mana on the Shadow Shaman, no ultimate as well, so they probably will not get it. But now it actually looks like the gold graph is being brought back down to 0, and the experience graph only a little bit in favor for the Radiant, which is you know, kind of surprising considering that they have this 10-2 lead. I guess that's really the advantage of the tri-lane versus the jungle.
Oh, they're getting initiated on. Actually, the dust was used so they can see her. Here's a great shackle, and the aftershock's going to finish him off. There's the gank they so desperately needed on him. A great pickup for the dust, you know, really useful there.
Here in the jungle, actually, it looks like Shadow Demon catches Chen, but they might want to turn this around. A lot of damage coming out here, and yep, the CC from the Crystal Maiden will ensure a kill for her. A great pickup there.
Support kills another support and finishes a killing spree. That's not very common.
Well, there you go.
I love it. Actually, middle here now. Brewmaster does have his ult, is not afraid of anything. Going to actually get the kill, and Earthshaker tries to deny, but does not successfully. And now Shadow Shaman just kind of running around, no mana, no charges on the bottle, and he's not going to be able to get the rune top, so going to be kind of an issue. Actually, Sand King in the top, drops the ultimate, and gets the kill on Chaos Knight one-on-one again. And here comes the ultimate, though, the Shadow Purge, Demonic Purge, excuse me, going to do a lot of damage with the combination, but Chet Heal is going to ensure that he stays alive now. Shadow Demon's in a lot of trouble. Fissure, another great block, though, going to save the life of his ally.
Yeah, actually, I want to look around at this Chaos Knight. He actually decided to just finish up Power Treads and go for an Urn of Shadows, so getting that team fight component, as the rest of his team actually looks to TP into this top lane to try and defend it. They're actually going to try and go in here. Now that everyone's here, they try to go in on Sand King. Here's Burrow, strikes away. Chen actually gets caught and will get taken down. Shadow Shaman picking up a kill, having all those wards there, and they might actually be able to pick up this Chen creep as well before they look to push this top tower.
Nice kill, and they did use 4 heroes, though. Shadow Shaman's actually a little bit over his head. He needs to back off here. In the meantime, is Tidehunter versus the Broodmother one-on-one again, and Tidehunter's, well, he's not afraid of anything here, but he doesn't have nearly the item that already you see Broodmother come out with, the Soul Ring, the Treads, and the 1200 gold on top of that. Do you think he's going to go for the Orchid or the Black King Bar really quick in this game?
I think the Black King Bar might be a really good decision. There's a ton of stun on the Radiant side of the board between the Shadow Shaman, the Chaos Knight. Might be a really good decision.
Oh.
And actually, it looks like SK wants to try and initiate here. The Shadow Shaman, way too far extended, is actually going to get CC'd. And comes a Burrow Strike, I imagine. But no, they turn it around. They get the stun on the Sand King. But Chaos Knight doesn't have any friends. He's not going to be able to try and turn this around. And comes a beautiful fissure yet again by Weaver Beaver. He's going to try and save his buddy. He does. One gets forced back to base. Crystal Maiden actually gets picked off. In the meantime, killed by all the creeps.
Back and forth, back and forth. Shadow Shaman falls to Crystal Maiden, though, so Dire definitely coming on top of that. And meanwhile, Broodmother just keeping the push up. Tidehunter can do so little without a ward against that. You know, at the end of the day, they really need a sentry down here to stop her from being just so aggressive against him. He can't do anything except predict with his Anchor Smashes what to do. Actually, top now. Panda's going to come in. They're going to try to kill the Shadow Demon. I don't think they're going to have too many issues with it. Earthshaker has no maze. He's going to use Disruption to survive. Chen ult comes off, actually to ensure that his teammates stay alive. Here comes negative Urn Charge. That is definitely going to be the fall of him. Yes, he dies. But what will be the outcome of the rest of this fight? Here comes the ultimate of Sand King. It's going to get Channel doing holy tons of damage. That's 1 hero down. That's 2 heroes down. That is from the Welcome War Chief as well, helping out. Tidehunter now, trying to do as much as he can with the Anchor Smash. Does get a kill, but needs to run as fast as he can. Brewmaster is going to finish him off, though. He has the phase boots. So that is essentially a 4-for-2 trade because the Earthshaker did buy back.
Yeah, and now they have the Broodmother just pushing bottom, uncontested. We saw some pings come out to it, but they're much more interested in fighting top. Stun on the Crystal Maiden on the wrong side, but Reality Rift will make short work of that. No worries. Pull her back over to the proper side, and they will pick up a kill.
Yeah, in the meantime, though, like we said, here we go with the Broodmother pushing away, and I think she might get this. Here comes the Shadow Demon, but he doesn't have a single point in the Shadow Poison, so there's nothing he can really do against this push except just kind of stand here and hope those little Spirelings don't kill him, because they're already doing a decent amount of damage just by themselves. You know, Broodmother not looking to go anywhere quite yet, looking to finish this off. Here comes the Disruption, hopefully, actually getting kind of blocked here. Not able to do anything, so it's going to just fall back. Tower just barely in deny range now, so they're going to look to probably deny that.
Yeah, I mean, at least they get that out of it. They get to force this deny. Actually, the Broodlings are going to try and come in. Are they going to be able to pick it up? No. Tidehunter does get the deny, but here in the top lane, the Tier 1 tower actually getting pushed down really far as well. It looks like they are definitely going to be able to pick this up. Chaos Knight unable to do anything by himself.
Yeah, he just needs to fall back. And, I mean, he does just buy a Blade of Attack, so he's going to go Armlet next for sure. But look at this push. It's 4 heroes still top. They need to now rotate after they came bottom to help out, and I don't know if they're going to get there in time, honestly. See him being super aggressive like she has been all game. Looking around to come here, try to initiate on someone. No one's really willing to step up and defend. Chaos Knight's only got enough mana for 1 stun.
They actually see Shadow Shaman coming in. He's going to drop his ultimate and get a good Ether Shock off, but he just gets obliterated. Now they walk away from the wards, and that's the problem with placing wards in the open field. Now that they've gotten their 3 auto attacks off, they're going to do nothing. And Crystal Maiden actually picks up a couple of auto attacks from the Chaos Knight, and she will fall.
Yeah, really unfortunate there. Quick smoke used actually on 3 of the heroes. Maybe looking to set yet another thing up. Earthshaker still does have his ultimate, but now that all the Dire heroes are split up, and I'm not sure who they're going to look to go. Maybe on this Sand King, perhaps. They have the 3 heroes kind of lined up here. Yes, that's exactly what they're going to do. Reality Rift used, but not able to do it. The Dust is actually popped off and used effectively. Disruption is going to be used, but the Fissure is used at the same time. So unfortunately, not the case, but 4-second stun. Yes, that is going to be easily enough to kill him. A couple different big spells used there, but at the end of the day, it's a kill on the Sand King, who's been just doing well up to that point.
Yeah, but Broodmother just down here by herself, sitting on 3,000 gold. She might actually be looking to go for a quick Eagle Song, maybe go for the Butterfly, because the damage from Chaos Knight is really the one thing she has to worry about in the later part of the game. So maybe just looking to get up all that early agility, all that damage, and then eventually the dodge.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility, but then again, I mean, they have a lot of spells over here. The Shadow Shaman and the Chaos Knight, all of those heroes are very dependent on their spells, I think, for initiation. So if she can get that quick BKB and pop her ulti, she's going to have no trouble surviving these fights and definitely picking off at least a couple of the weak ones, like the Shadow Demon and the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, definitely. I think a key point there. I'm sitting on 3,600 gold. How much does that full BKB require? I think it actually might be somewhere around there.
It's 3,900.
39.
Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, she might just be waiting to full buy that.
It's possible. I mean, why spend money when you can just hold on to it? You know.
Exactly.
That's the way I don't run with my money. But regardless, yeah, that's my RL money at least. So it looks like Chaos Knight now actually wants to finish the Armlet. Very close. Has 3 of the 3 components, just needs the recipe. Meanwhile, top getting kind of pushed in by the Sand King, who is definitely looking to max out that Caustic Finale. So let's see if he does that. No, maybe he's keeping it 3 points, which is pretty smart, but he's looking to get a Blink now. If he can get that Blink, I think the Radiant might be in a lot of trouble because they have such good initiation as it is, and if they can add on an Epicenter with a Blink, I mean, that's just going to be devastating.
Look at this push potential by the Chen Creeps. It has the Centaur Con, giving the Swiftness aura. It also has 2 Wildkin over here, just going to be able to use those Tornadoes to push everyone back. 2 Tornadoes stacked up there, actually. Going to be able to just clear out creep waves very quickly, and you can see a bunch of defensive pinks coming out. They want to try and defend this, but, you know, Brewmaster's sitting off on the side. He's going to be able to run in behind the tower, and let's try and get some initiation. Sand King goes in. He does get the Burrow Strike. Here comes a big Thunderclap, and now the ultimate drop by Brewmaster. The wards drop doing a ton of damage in the back. Looks like 2 heroes will fall for the Dire, for 1 for the Radiant. Now a second goes down. CK goes down. A big Epicenter is actually going to do a ton of damage here. But Sand King getting very low. He will actually get taken out. The Brewling's getting very low as well, but there you go. Brewmaster pops right back out. He's going to try and pick up a kill on the Tidehunter, but is there anything left by Brewmaster? He pops the Thunderclap and now has no mana left. It looks like Shadow Shaman's going to try and get some auto attacks off. He's going to try and get the Ether Shock. He wants some more support. He's Shackles now, waiting longer, but no one's there. They're not going to show up. They actually have to defend bottom because the bottom tier 3 tower is at now 600 health from all the Spiderlings looking to push in.
Yeah, they're definitely going to keep the chase up, but they don't even have dust, so she needs to just fall back at this point, taking a whole ton of damage. Really getting slowed down with these Spiderlings, too. Has to be kind of careful, actually. They have the dust keep being bought, which is really intelligent, but at the end of the day, they're just letting Broodmother do as she pleases. They're not even, able to do anything about it. They need at least, I feel like, 2 or 3 heroes to really get her killed, and now she spent her gold. She's straight bought an Orchid Malevolence. Interesting.
Another good way to try and counter up those spells, I mean, obviously this won't keep her from being blown up in team fights, but this will help her against the 1 or 2 heroes that seem to be constantly trying to apply pressure, and I still don't see any wards by these heroes. There is a dust on Shadow Demon, so he will actually be able to try and reveal off the Broodmother, so she sees that and actually backs off, looks to go into the jungle to keep the farm up.
Yeah, another interesting thing to note here is that they have 2 urns on the Radiant team, and normally you don't try to do that. The Chaos Knight and the Shadow Demon both have one. I mean, it's not terrible, because sometimes one hero dies and you can still get charges, but, obviously if there's 2 in range, only one of them will get that. So, kind of an interesting choice there. You want to see a mech being built on someone on that Radiant team, and I don't know who besides Shadow Shaman at this point would go for it.
Yeah, I mean, Shadow Demon really just doesn't have any money. That might be an option they look to go. Shadow Shaman, interestingly enough, has gone for 4 staff. Not interested in the Blink Dagger, wants to pick up some additional stats. So that's what he's going to go ahead and use for mobility. Yeah,
Tidehunter just trying to do as much as he can against Broodmother in the meantime. He has that Orchid, though. She could do some serious damage, already doing some pretty serious damage. So he can reduce the damage by 40% with Anchor Smash. So not necessarily super scared, but we're going to see this chase just keep going down. Actually, Tidehunter's like, oh, I need a TP. And a very smart choice indeed, because he was not going to survive that otherwise. Meanwhile, his teammates just kind of trying to push out mid or put pressure on, but the other 2 lanes, they can't keep up with the pressure. Sand King with the Caustic Finale and Broodmother, with, obviously spawn Spiderlings, is just too much pressure for them to handle.
A pause comes out as there's actually a Crystal Maiden here in this middle lane with an invisibility rune. Might be looking to try and set something up for her team, providing that vision and hey guys, Chaos Knight, Earthshaker, we could get these guys. We could do it.
If only she had her ultimate, she could just solo him.
Well, of course, because it just does that much damage.
Yeah.
Where's the Aghanim Scepter? Come on.
Apparently I've been saying that wrong. I've been saying Agamons. It's Aghanim. I don't know why. And a viewer pointed that out to me, so I've had
viewers like pointing out our grammar.
Apparently, they are elitist when it comes to grammar. So my apologies for the Aghanim's scepter, but alas, no, I don't mind. I like learning English from time to time, so thank you for the lesson.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, some of those words just awfully difficult.
I'm gonna check out the gold graph here. 4,000 gold in the advantage now of the Dire. It was kind of a rocky start, but now definitely dipping in the favor of Dire, as well as experience about 2,500. Still, definitely no one's game at this point. It could go either way, easily swing of a team fight. But the Radiant just really, really needs good combination. Chen reconnects now. If they can get that Tidehunter ult, I think was very, very effective. It hit 3 or 4 heroes. Chen did get his ult off, unfortunately. If they can kill Chen before he gets that off, I think that's going to let them win the fight.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have, I think, the stronger team fight on the Dire side between the Shaker ultimate and the Tidehunter ultimate, like you were just saying. Radiant. Did I say Dire?
Okay, you did.
I've been swapping them back and forth this game and last game as well. I don't know why. The Radiant team, pardon me, they have a lot of team fight potential there. And, if they're able to combo that with Shadow Shaman wards and the Chaos Knight ultimate as well, I mean, he's only going to be getting stronger. He has finished the armlet, and he is now sitting on 850 gold. Broodmother actually picks up a kill on the Shadow Demon. It's just so hard to contest her. She does have Dust use on her, though, so they are going to be able to try and go in on her. Chaos Knight comes in, gets a good stun. He does still have Reality Rift. He can pull her. He does, and he's just getting a chain of crits off. There goes the Urn Charge, and down they go.
Big waste of Chen ult there, just for one hero, and he still dies. So that's going to actually really make the Radiant feel a lot more confident, I think. They only lost their support, who's still only down for 10 seconds because he is level 9, whereas a 50-second on Broodmother, who can buy back, but not going to if she plays this right. So, I think they should really try to take advantage of this and try to gank or at least push them out. Look at this top and middle lane. Just all their lanes are pushed in.
I think this might be even a good time to even go for something like a Roshan. I mean, they wouldn't be able to do it very quickly, but with the kind of control they're maintaining, and they have the Broodmother still doing a very good job. That's really the first time she's been contested in a long time. I mean, she could really just sit in the lane, look to keep one of them pushed up to the tier 3 tower and make the Radiant pay if they look to try and contest something like a Roshan.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be an interesting choice there. She is dead for 45 seconds, but nonetheless, you know, they still have good enough damage maybe from the other heroes and the Chen creeps to do it. Chaos Knight now, I think, really would benefit a lot if he could just get that BKB up next from the Armlet. You know, if he could prevent being CC or take the epicenter. Look at the epicenter damage. Speaking of which, middle, gonna jump on him. Chaos Knight falls instantly. Wow, did I time that BKB call or what? Shadow Shaman now stunned up, and now Cyclone from the Panda. Gonna look to try Force Staff. It already was used, so he's gonna Hex and try to survive. The Shacklet comes out. He actually survives. Really good disruption for now. Gets the ulti off before he dies. Tidehunter all gonna hit a lot of heroes. And now they're gonna look to see if they can pick up Brewmaster. Another beautiful fissure hitting 2 heroes, but the teleport's gonna come out. Brewmaster's gonna survive. But at the end of the day, it was a 2-for-2 trade, so not the best, but not the worst either for the Radiant.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, wow, that was a good setup there, though, in the middle. A good attempt to try and get that. Luckily, there was enough support from the Radiant team to not make that a complete massacre. But, yeah, there you go. I mean, big ultimates in this game. That's something we definitely have to keep our eyes peeled for. We just mentioned the Shaker and the Tidehunter ultimate, but there we just saw the power of that Sand King ultimate doing a ton of damage. And he has a Blink Dagger now as well, so a lot of mobility.
He has one, but so does Tidehunter. Tidehunter just bought his Blink Dagger. So it's really going to be up to who gets it off first. They need to not get caught out by that. Speaking of getting caught out, Shadow Demon in a whole lot of trouble. Here we go. Uses the Orchid. Shadow Demon's like, someone, anybody. Wow! Oh, he's going to die to the Spiralize. I'm like, is he really going to survive with that much health? But no, he does fall, and it looks like there's going to be no follow-up afterwards. That was really close.
Yep, just barely picks up that kill. But now it looks like the Radiant actually are looking to try and set something up here in the bottom lane and then push the tower going from the drawings on the board. They only have one tier 1 tower, so being able to pick up some of these other towers would be very important. And we can see here actually the Dire team are grouped up around Roshan. They're going to try and go in on it. We'll have to see if there's any kind of response. It looks like, yes, there's going to be a smoke, but there are plenty of sentry wards, so the Dire team is going to know this. Crystal Maiden looks to back out. She doesn't want any part of this, but there's still only 3 heroes here. So are they going to look to go in? The Radiant team don't know how many heroes are around, and they're going to switch up and try and go for Broodmother. A great distraction there by her, and there's going to be nothing to come out of this, basically. The Dire team are still working on Roshan very slowly. And the Radiant team aren't even looking to try and contest it now. They don't have vision there. They weren't even sure that Roshan was getting done, but didn't get close enough to check.
Yeah, the dust was used, and it actually affected Broodmother, but she was so far away they couldn't see it anyways. Yeah, it looks like my co-caster is DC'd.
Apparently.
Oh, but you're still with me in Skype.
Yeah.
Well, at the end of the day, I'll keep calling you actually until you come back.
Thank you.
No issues. Roshan is going to fall here now, and probably going to go, I would think, to the Brewmaster. Oh, actually, Sand King looking to pick up the Aegis. Interesting. He gets the Aegis now. And Radiant's like, oh boy, we probably should have done something about that. Now looking around, they have smoke up again. And I'm not sure what they're going to do at this point. Maybe look to gank bottom. They know Broodmother's just constantly farming, and it has the Ochre Club and the Mithril. Super close to that BKB, but here we go with the gank. Stun goes out 3 seconds. Fissure as well. The dust comes out. Soul Catcher as well. Everything under the sun used. And yes, she does fall dead again for a minute this time.
Well, it's great they could take her out again. Unfortunately, I'm having a little bit of trouble getting back in. My computer is just not interested in stopping Dota. It's so excited to watch this game. It's like, no, keep it up. I don't care that nothing's happening. I just want to see what I can make happen with it.
Yes. So, we're going to have to see. Actually, Shadow Shaman's in a lot of trouble. It looks like there's an in-base panda. Good initiate. Epicenter used. Instantly kills the Shadow Shaman. Tidehunter tries to blink an ult, and it does successfully, but the Chen ult comes right after, keeping all his team nice and healthy. And here we go. Echo Slam doing a whole ton of damage. Going to kill at least one hero. Second one goes down. Sand King's going to now pop his thing, but he does fall as well. Here we go. Chaos Rift, Reality Rift, going to be dropped. And now we got other heroes alive. Shadow Shaman bought back using the ult. Now hexing the Brewmaster, and the Shackle is going to be possibly enough to kill. Yes, it is. Now they're going to chase down the Sand King, who was Aegis. Brewmaster buys back the game. TP tries to help out, has a Blink Dagger to follow this up. Here comes the Sandstorm, but they don't have any more dust. They're fresh out. The Blink comes out. Are they going to be able to chase this down? Oh no, Shadow Shaman, you're actually getting baited into a Brewmaster. Here comes the Thunderclap, baits it out perfectly, but Disruption used to try to survive as long as possible. Force Staff used successfully, but no, actually going to fall. Tidehunter now has to blink back. Shadow Demon and Tidehunter on the run. They still have the wards to fall back on. Are they going to get this initiation? Yes, they are. Tidehunter now in a lot of trouble. Fissure comes out. Anchor Smash plus the Gush, almost enough to kill, but no, it's not. Oh, actually, Earthshaker does get the kill now. Solo one-on-one the Brewmaster. That is not a good fight for him. He needs to run like crazy. And that... No, it's not the end of the action. Okay, yes, it is. Whew.
I'm glad I missed all of the epic fight of the century.
Actually, Fissure comes out of Brewmaster. Okay, that's gonna be it. I swear, please, the fight's over. Okay.
I just want to breathe. What did that fight actually wind up going?
It was pretty much an even trade. I want to say the Dire came out on top, and that's only, though, I think because of the Aegis. Very useful there. Sand was able to do a lot. I mean, they had the perfect initiation on the Radiant. Shadow Shaman fought instantly, but he bought back right away, was able to come back and drop his ult in the fight, the wards, which definitely were hitting heroes the whole time. So it was pretty much an even trade. There was a buyback on each team. I don't think I'd give the advantage to anyone, really.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed this or not. I was busy trying to get my computer to work, but Chaos Knight has gotten Ogre Club. So very nice to see. He is actually probably going to work towards that BKB like you were saying.
Yes.
And actually an Ogre Club on Shadow Shaman as well, so he might be thinking along the same lines.
They need it. They really do. I mean, like, the thing that's really messing them up is that Epicenter initiation. Without that, you know, what do they have? A Crystal Maiden, big deal. Broodmother, okay, she is going to be kind of a pain, especially when she gets this BKB up. But besides that, it's really just the Brewmaster's Blink. And I mean, like, I think if they can take the magic damage out of the equation, I think they'll win the team fight hands down.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, they do have a lot of ultis to be able to dish out that damage. You know, I mean, Broodmother doesn't have a whole ton of auto attack damage to be able to take those heroes out. It looks like they're going to try and do a split push here. We have Broodmother in the top lane with the rest of the Dire team at middle. So many Spiderlings, and you can tell that they're trying to drop what abilities they can. Boom! Blink, Anchor Smash, ton of damage, just broke Shadow Shaman's game. He had to pause. So much gold flashing up on the screen. He has to take a moment to recover from that, but you know that might just be the end of that split push there, and we can actually see Broodmother looking to move in towards middle to push with the rest of the team.
Yeah, I mean, they've kept the pressure up, but it's not been terrible farming for the Radiant. But the gold advantage still 7,500 in the favor of Dire. Barely did back because that fight was so back and forth. 5,000 experience, so that definitely came up about 1,000 or two. So Radiant's starting to come back, and they have a great turtling team. They honestly do a lot of wave clear. Earthshaker actually getting initiated on. Panda gonna blink in, but is he gonna get his ulti off in time? Yes, he is. Okay, Tidehunter drops the ult, hits 3 heroes, but not nearly enough. Now they're in a lot of trouble. Earthshaker might die before he actually drops his ulti. Crystal Maiden dropping his ulti, trying to do as much as she can. Chen ult gonna come off, keeping everyone at full health. Now you're gonna see the fall of Tidehunter. Earthshaker and everyone else starting to fall as well. Shadow Demon now in a lot of trouble. Gonna get chased down as well. He falls. Now who's left but the Chaos Knight? Gonna get a kill on Crystal Maiden, but at what cost? He's gonna start falling himself. The Shackle comes out with the wards. Earthshaker dropping a huge ultimate, doing a ton of damage in the middle of them. How much more damage can they take on this team? Sand dropping down his ultimate, gonna kill the Shadow Shaman, and that's gonna be a 2-for-3 trade with his the middle tower getting pushed down. They need to heal up and try to stop this in any way possible. Great Fissure again. Tons of damage coming out on the Sand King. They're also hurt. If only Chaos Knight was back in here. TPing, speaking of which, now looking to initiate possibly on who does he want to go on. Actually getting stunned up himself. He wants to go on anyone he can. 3-second stun. But he goes invisible. What is going on in this fight? No one's dying. And they're all just going to survive.
Wow, yeah, really unfortunate that Chaos Knight wasn't able to get a reality rift there to pull himself into that Broodmother and be able to pick up a kill. I mean, that's a pretty decent fight for the Dire there. I mean, that just shows you the power of the Brewmaster ultimate. He was able to pop that and just get behind the tower and really start messing with a lot of those Radiant heroes, put a lot of them in bad situations. But, you know, not all that uneven of a trade, to be honest.
Yeah, it was pretty good for the most part. You know, I mean, they held their own. The tower is still standing somehow, regardless of the, once again, another pretty nice initiation from the Dire. They keep doing some nice ones. Unfortunately, though, the Epicenter was only used on just Shadow Shaman, which it killed him. But normally he's been hitting 3 or 4 heroes with it. So, I mean, that definitely plays a big part in how that fight's going to go for them. You saw Crystal Maiden using the ulti actually pretty effectively, although it's level 1. Did some decent damage and kept the slow up. And actually, initiation now going on Chaos Knight. Gonna miss, though, so nothing gonna follow that up. Chaos Knight looking to really hope to get that BKB soon. I mean, if he needs that so desperately to really stand in these fights and do his damage.
Yeah, we can see now that Broodmother's actually finished the Black King bar, has had that delivered to her. So she's sitting pretty there. She only has really one other sort of junk item slot with that magic wand there to refill. We'll have to see if what she looks to go for with that, but she's doing really well looking to move into the later part of this game as we now start to approach the 31-minute mark.
Actually, Tighthunter blinking in. Really wants to start a fight. Sentry dropped. I think they go on the Chen. It would be beautiful. 4 seconds on. They need to kill him right now. Shackle's going to follow it up. Yes, he's going to fall. This is their time to shine. But the pressure on the meantime, you see Brewmaster pushing out top. And they're going to just keep trying to put the pressure on so they can't push out. I mean, really intelligent. See this Brewmaster here going in. Here comes a TP. And he's going to blink to safety.
And now that they have all these blink daggers, they really do have that mobility to be able to try and move around and do just that, to be able to push as soon as they see a TP, blink away. I mean, there are a lot of wards on the board now on this Radiant side to try and keep tabs on that, but actually Sand King has a BKB as well, and he pops to try and get out, but it's not going to be enough. Soul Catcher already up. Shadow Demon will actually pick up that kill there. So yet another kill picked up for the Radiant here in the middle lane.
Ugh, that's unfortunate. He got caught out. He tried to initiate, but his team wasn't even close. And they have Dust. I mean, I just want to give props to both Shadow Demon and I believe it's been the Shadow Shaman as well, have been just buying Dust all game. You know, they really know that there's a couple heroes with Invis that need to get caught out. Now they can finally push out. They've been waiting to do this all game. They have the wards up for Shadow Shaman. So if they drop these down, they might have a good chance of pushing this lane, but it's still, at the end of the day, it's only a 3v3. Actually 4 now, because they don't have either blue or yellow with them, so they can't do much about it.
Yeah, I also want to mention that Earthshaker has been doing a really good job of doing that. I mean, he had his Arcane Boots really early, but he's been buying a lot of those team items, like the wards, to try and keep tabs on the enemy team, and so that's really delayed his hopes of maybe a Blink Dagger, but still doing really well without it. So just, you know, kudos to him, Weaver Beaver, for doing a great job this game.
Actually, Shadow Demon has a gem.
Ah.
Kind of ballsy there. I wonder if he bought it initially or what, because he's only got 1100 health, has no way to survive really in these fights. So obviously just hoping that somehow he can last long enough to reveal off the Brood and the Sand King. But actually now top getting a little pushed in. The wards used, the Crystal Nova used to try to damage the wards, but apparently that doesn't work or something. Probably actually not why she used it, but regardless, protection now popped off. And are they going to out-deny the wards? Yes, they are. So a tower still falls down today. It's a tier 1 tower. There's still another tier 1 up for this Dire. They have such a gold lead from the towers alone.
Yeah, but I mean, nice that they were able to pick up a little bit there. You know, the nice thing about picking up that Shadow Demon gem was actually just recently there were 3 wards up for the Dire team. They had one just above the middle lane by the river, and they also had one on the spot that was actually just pinged by blue. So they are going to be able to use that very effectively to not only see the Invis heroes on the Dire side, but be able to counter ward the great number of wards that the Dire team are placing.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, here comes the Dire. 5 men coming down the middle lane, and Brewmaster looking to build that Agamot's next. Another, of course, great pickup. Going to extend the duration of his images as well, make him do more damage and whatnot in the fight. Chaos Knight, in the meantime, has both the Hammer and the Ogre Axe with still about 600 gold. Initiation come off on the Brewmaster. Going to jump in, use his ultimate, try to throw off a stun on someone. Tidehunter hitting all the heroes with his ultimate. Could be a great initiation, but here comes Sand King. Actually wasting his ultimate. Chen Heal going to go off, going to do a ton of it, but Sand King's actually going to fall now. Tidehunter's still in the thick of it, just tanking away. Are they going to do enough damage here? Chaos Knight looking to go in on someone. 3 seconds stun lands beautifully on the Chen. He is now possibly going to fall. Shackle coming down. The Broodmother, is she going to fall as well? Yes, she is. A beautiful fight so far for the Radiant. A buyback comes out for the Tidehunter, looking to come back in. Blinks after the TP. Going for this Broodmaster now with the Soul Catcher. TP is going to go out. No, the TP is... oh, he's still going to fall to the poison. I thought that disruption surely saved his life, but no, he does fall. An amazing fight for Dota Talk.
Wow, a triple kill for the Shadow Demon. That was awesome there. I was worried, just like you were like, oh no, he's going to get away, but he just barely survives. And you know, the Shadow Demon still does have his gem, so important to note. Chaos Knight actually now finishes his BKB with that, And you know, this might actually be a really good opportunity to take Roshan. He is up, but do the Radiant team know that he is up? They'd definitely be able to take him very easily with the Gush, with the Anchor Smash, but no, they don't have tabs on it. They're really interested in taking towers. They want to try and get some vision advantage of their own now that so much of the Dire team is down.
Shadow Shaman just picked up his BKB as well. Another very important thing to note. So they just got 2 blocking bars after that fight. I think the Dire is in kind of a lot of trouble. They've got some decent initiations, but the thing is, when Brewmaster blinks in and uses that ulti, you know what's coming after that. So the team was really willing to adapt. Tidehunter blinked right in afterwards. Ulti'd hit all of the team. Just a beautiful ultimate. Followed that up with all the damage, and they were able to kill Sand King and interrupt his ultimate actually before he even got it off in that fight.
Shadow Demon is running around with an Invis rune, very good to have, because he's now going to see that the Dire team are interested in stopping this Roshan attempt. He does get down to about 3/4 of his health and is going to start regenerating up from there, but all of the Radiant team is going to have to look to stay nearby. Now they don't have Shadow Shaman. He is back in the base, so now the Dire team might look to just try and take this from them. He is not all that low, like I said, just sitting at about 3/4 health, but Shadow Demon does see exactly what's going on. There's no invis.
Last hit it with his auto attack.
He'll have to try. Oh, there we go, disruption on the Broodmother and gets the Soul Catcher, just gets destroyed. Chaos Knight picks up that last hit, but here comes an Epicenter. Sand King doing a lot of damage here. Tidehunter does have his ultimate. He might be able to use it. Yes, he just barely gets it off. It doesn't really do anything, though, unfortunately. The Sand King does have the BKB pop, but he will fall now to the Chaos Knight, who gives a triple kill. Tidehunter in the back, though. He is going to drop to the Brewmaster, who is now going to look to try and go for the Shadow Shaman, perhaps. He is actually just interested in leaving, seeing that his duration on his ultimate getting very low. A 3-for-1 exchange now. And this Roshan, now sitting actually about the same amount of health after all the regen, is probably now going to drop finally to the Radiant team.
Yeah, BKB doesn't do you much good if you can't use it, not gonna lie. And that showed with the Broodmother. I mean, the 4-second stun into disruption, kind of unfortunate that they overlapped in the CC there, but at the end of the day, they still were able to chain the rest of their stuns up, kill her before she could do anything in that fight. And Broodmother is obviously their major source of damage once everything goes down. So the fact that she fell so early is just a testament to how well they're lining up their CCs and really fighting these team fights.
Certainly. I mean, she has had that BKB for quite a while now, and is only sitting on 1,400 gold, so, you know, she hasn't really had as much farm as she has in the earlier parts of the game, now getting held down, and, you know, Chaos Knight, after picking up that triple kill, now has an Aegis, so he's going to be sitting pretty to pick up his next big item, whatever he decides to go next.
Shadow Demon picks up a Ghost Scepter, I love it. Knows who he's really died to a lot, that Broodmother, as well as Panda auto attacks. And it's like, I am done dying to that crap, especially with that gem. He's kind of like carrying a baby on the way. He's like, I need to protect this and nurture it. And, you know, that is probably one of the best ways he can do it. CM, in the meantime, another decent ulti, but what does she bring in these team fights besides it? She doesn't have as much as like that Shadow Demon with that Soul Catcher, just really adding value to his team and kind of stacking up with that Chaos Knight, who is hitting hard as a truck, has 2,200 gold. I bet Assault Curious is going to be his next pickup.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good
Could be a Reaver, too. I'm not sure which direction he wants to take it.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and find out. Oh, this poor Shaker. Look at this guy. 3 wards, a smoke.
What is that quarterstaff doing? Is he going force?
I don't know. That's very interesting. He might be looking to do that. That might be a really good answer to not being able to afford that blink. It's like, well, I'm getting closer to something to give me some mobility. Let me just buy this up so I can keep buying the support items that I need to. He's been doing a really good job keeping up with that, making that sacrifice. Tidehunter actually has a Drums of Endurance. I don't know how long he's had that. Obviously, at least a little while, but I'm just now noticing because I'm the best. Also sitting on a Bracer as well for some additional stats.
Yeah, I'm not sure, though. He must have bought back or died. Oh, yeah, he did die, I was going to say, because he had a lot of gold saved up, and I was curious what he was going to go. Possibly a Shiva's would not be a bad choice. Just add to his tankiness, as well as slow down that Broodmother and Brewmaster. You know, all around. It kill a lot of those Spider Leagues, too, if those are up in the fight. I mean, all around a pretty good pickup for him. A smoke comes out for Dota Talk. Now, what are they going to try to line up here is the question. You know, they see there's a couple heroes. They have that ward there, so they know Sand King's there, and he actually could be in a whole ton of trouble. Can they initiate? Well, here we go with the stun. The fissure somehow lands. That was a very far reach. Now he is going to fall. another death for Sand King, and how are they going to respond? The two lanes are still super pushed in, though. They need to somehow push these out so they can make a decent effort to get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, in the meantime, Chen picks up a big item, his Aghanim Scepter. That means he's going to be able to Hand of God as often as he possibly can. It's like a 30-second cooldown now,
Correct.
I believe, yes. Reducing that cooldown drastically, which means it's going to be available for every team fight. But yeah, I mean, that Sand King just pushed up way too far for not having any vision. I mean, the wards that we now see in the bottom jungle for the Dire were just recently placed there. And actually now Brewmaster is looking to go middle. Might run into some Radiant heroes here. He's just looking to place a ward to keep tabs on that middle lane. So you will see that those two heroes are there and look to back off.
Yeah, there's a lot of gold on Chaos Knight and Shadow Shaman, both at around 2,700 gold, so not sure what their next choices are. Shadow Shaman, I think, could really benefit. He does have a Force Staff, but maybe an Aghanims or a Sheep Stick, both would be really swell options in this case to keep the CC going. Not sure what they're going to do here. Yellow, you see, pushing out. Tidehunter very effective at that while his team pushes mid. He's actually going pipe. Beautiful idea. I mean, super smart. Going to really shut down that epicenter damage immensely if he could get that off. I think just a really swell choice overall.
He's only 800 gold away from that, so not all that long. We can now see we're actually starting to move into the later sections of the game, 41-minute mark popping here. As the Radiant team look to push this middle lane, they actually, they might want to rotate top here. They're actually going to catch a lot of Spiderlings, so good amount of farm there for the Shadow Shaman, pushing him just above 2850, and everybody looks to rotate top now. They have to hopefully not get caught out. They're actually going to try and take out this Crystal Maiden. The Sand King accidentally misses his Burrow Strike. Unfortunately, he will not pick up anybody there and get that initiation, but this top tier 2 tower is actually taking a decent amount of damage just from the creeps.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this gets up. They need to take out that ward, and there they go. Now there's no vision for the Dire at all, so they're kind of blind. Not sure who's going to go in. If Tidehunter gets a nice ulti, there it is! Blixid hits 3 heroes, going to instantly drop. No one. Chen actually does get his heal off in time, but Chaos Knight does kill Broodmother once again. Sand King using the Epicenter doing a ton of damage. Chaos Knight gets a double kill, now on a monster streak. Shadow Shaman at full health also because of his BKB, but Chaos Knight's actually going to fall. He does have the Aegis, though, not worried about that. Tidehunter taking a whole ton of damage from the Panda. Aghanim Scepter, man, you better watch out. Chen has to try to run as much as he can. Reality Rift comes out, 4-second stun. Chen's going to fall. Now Brewmaster could be in a lot of trouble. Going to end his ulti now. He's going to blink immediately. No, yes, he is. Ooh, that was close. So another again. Oh, Reality Rift comes out. He's going to look to keep going. No, they need to fall back. He's at full health. But in the meantime, oh, that was what, a 4 for 2.5. I would say 3, but the Aegis obviously keeping him alive for that fight.
Yeah, that Aegis made all the difference. They're able to pick up another kill on the back end of that and ensure that their carry doesn't go down. He's now sitting on 4,000 gold, so he could very easily look to start building that heart or, maybe going somewhere else with it. I mean, there are definitely a lot of options you can go on that Chaos Knight.
You think that's a lot?
Sort of
Look at Shadow Shaman's goal.
What's he sitting on?
5K.
Oh, 5K. Oh, yeah.
Straight buying a sheep stick much?
You could definitely do that. I mean, there's so many BKBs up, it might not be worthwhile. I don't know, man. He definitely has some options. I actually, this sounds crazy. It is crazy talk, let me tell you. But Chaos Knight, could you even maybe go for something like Abyssal Blade, considering how many BKBs are now up in this game? I mean, they have 2 on the other side of the board, and being able to ensure that Broodmother doesn't get out, it could be an option. Give him some more damage to get him even higher damage crits. I'm just, I'm spitballing here.
Crazy Dota talk?
What?
This is
What?
crazy Dota talk.
Yes.
I was making a joke.
Yes, it is.
It didn't work,
Well,
apparently.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that would be crazy talk, actually. I would definitely not expect him to go Abyssal Blade. I would be very, very surprised if he went Abyssal Blade. It's an option. It's not terrible, but I would definitely think his team would benefit a lot more from something like an Assault Carriers in general. But, then again, who knows? These guys are pretty crazy. Shadow Shaman straight buys a level 3 Necro. There you go.
Yep. A good use of 5,000 gold, I think. Going to give them the aura and then the extra pushing potential. I think it's a smart decision there. They have this bottom lane. The tier 1 tower is actually at full health here in the bottom lane, just showing you how good of a time the Broodmother had in the early parts of the game.
Yeah, look at all their tier 3 towers. The middle and the bottom both are sitting around 200 some health. So if Broodmother can just sneak in a push, she could easily at least take a tower, if not more. But she keeps getting caught out, keeps dying immensely early. And the thing is, Chen, his heal did not even really help them out because 2 or 3 of them had their blacking bars popped, so they couldn't benefit from the heal at that point. So essentially, it's really for naught, you know. And he did pick up a Vladimir's, though. A really cheap Vladimir's offering, going to help out with the life stealing to try to keep him alive, but he just gets dropped so fast from the nukes. Black King Bar is still on 9-second duration. That just shows how little chance he had to use it in a fight.
Yeah, the Broodmother, definitely. I do like that Vladimir's offering. I mean, I probably would have liked it a little bit earlier if that's what you were going to go, to give maybe some additional pushing potential back when she had that ability in the early parts of the game, but I mean, that'll definitely benefit her as well as the Brewmaster in the team fights.
Pipe finished on Tide now.
They actually look to try and go in here on the Shadow Demon. The Thunderclap misses, though, so they're going to have to back off. The Radiant team now very aware of what the Dire were trying to do.
I was about to be really confused because I thought I saw Aghanims on Tide Hunter, and I was like, what? Does that work?
Dude, yeah.
You ready to call it?
Oh, that big rock and a big Echo Slam. Oh my gosh, Chaos Knight actually comes to the back, goes godlike after that amazing set of ultimates. Sand King tries to do something with his, but it is no match. So many creeps in the middle lane just to ensure that everyone goes down immediately. The GG well played come out from the Dire team. Now 1-1. I'm actually going to check to see if this is a best of 3 here, because man, both these games have been, you know.
That was, oh my god. I lost all the air in my lungs when that happened. I could not. Oh no, Panda might die in his Aghanims! That's the first time I've ever seen that happen! Oh, that's unfortunate. But, wow, what a combo from the Tide and the Echo Slam. I just in all shock. And that's the Force Staff for you. Still proving just as effective as a Blink if used correctly. And, oh, that was beautiful, man. I'm so glad we recorded that.
Oh, yeah, I am, that's a loss of words. That might be the best Earthshake ult you get to see for quite a while. That was amazing. Just, you know, another thing on Weaver Beaver's resume to add there, playing a really great game here.
Resume. Is he applying around or something?
What?
Is he applying around? Just...
No, man, you gotta keep that thing beefy. Apply for oh, what are they called? The raises, you know.
Oh, right.
Just gotta keep the paper.
Oh, GG, I guess all around. Any final words before we tune this one out?
Nope. So far, I don't know if they're actually gonna play another game, but 1-for-1 here from the games that we have played here. Great on both sides. Be sure to stay tuned for more of our scrims of the Dota Talk team, and hopefully some games from the Reddit League today. See you later, guys.